All right, guys, we got a 2021 Toyota Camry, and this is one of my people's cars, man. And this is a theft recovery. You know, he had this car rented out on Turo, and then next, you know, the customer went back and said, "Hey, the car was gone," when they went outside, and it was missing for a couple of weeks, I believe. And red light camera ended up catching it, and the person got arrested, and they were in possession of this key. See that? And they were driving this car around, you see? And they even made a door key and everything, okay? So how it was actually stolen and what ended up happening, I don't know. We don't know the details, but the police did recover the vehicle and it had this key. They were able to start the car with this key, but once he got the car home, he brought the original key and tried to start the car, and basically now the car is does not pretty much recognize any of the keys. Actually, it might recognize the original key. Well, this key now, because what I did, I'm going to show you what I did. Yeah, it recognized this key now. It wouldn't recognize this key. What he did, he tried to start it with this key, the original key, and it basically shut down this aftermarket key. So what I did, I actually went, let me exit. No, actually, I did an emo scan right here, and I went to add key. It did the registered key verification, and I used this key that they created, and it did not actually, it prompts me to, in fact, let me do that right now so you can see. All right, so I got the ignition on right now because now it's actually recognizing this key again. So I'm going to tell it to, if you notice too, there was 3 keys registered to this vehicle, which I'm going to assume are these 2 original keys and this one, right? So we're going to tell it to start. We already got that on. We got the ignition on, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. Okay, so you see that 4th position? Okay, put a learn key. We're going to use this key, and it should beep. And it did. Now, it's not going to learn these because I'm pretty sure these are one of the learn keys. So I've got it here, and it's not responding at all because I believe these are one of the learn keys already in the system. So we might have to remove it and add it back in. I'm going to try the other key. See that? It's just going to time out. So we're going to try that next once it times out. In fact, I got another idea. Of course, it's going to fail. There it is. So let's try something else. Let's do a start again. Tell it okay. And then this time I'm going to use the original key right here when it needs a key verification. And let's see if it will pretty much reset these. So there it is. It got it. I'm going to just try putting the other one and see what it does. And of course it doesn't. So I'm going to let this fail out, and we're going to see if this key will become active again. All right. Looks like I had him take the aftermarket key away, and it's working now, I believe, with this key that we just programmed. I'm going to have him take this one away, and just to verify that this one is also not working. All right, so I had him take away both of those keys. Now we're going to try with this key. And it is registering this key. So I'm just going to swap the other key to make sure it wasn't this one. But this one does appear to be working. Let me see if the buttons work. Let me try closing the door. I don't have any response from the buttons. I don't know if this battery is good. I imagine it is, since the keyless is actually working. It's coming on. Let me try the other key again. Let me see the other key. Okay, it is working with both keys. I did not have to resync both keys, but just the fact of trying to currently registered key verification, was able to pretty much resync these keys to the vehicle, because these keys are actually added in, they just were not responding at all, and now both keys can start the vehicle. Actually, I believe all three will be able to start the vehicle. So let me see if the remote works. So it looks like none of the buttons are working. Even this trunk doesn't seem to do anything. Even on this one, let's try the trunk. Nothing. So I gotta check the remote, see if I can back up the emo data via OBD. Hazard lights, okay. I'm gonna risk it anyway. I got full videos doing this on a Toyota Highlander, so definitely check that video out, guys, if you want to see basically an all keys lost scenario. Okay. Okay, looks like it's reading. I'll bring you back in a second. All right, we're gonna go ahead and save this. All right. 21. All right, so we got that backed up. So I can always get that back and do what I need to do with that. Go back, double check the key frequency. So let's put that there. 315. And these are the original keys for the car, but they still are not working. So I'm gonna try disconnecting the battery, reconnecting. All right, he said he doesn't remember if even the aftermarket key they made, if it locked or unlocked the doors, but definitely his original keys did lock and unlock the doors before, but now they're not working. So I'm gonna in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and bridge these so that I can clear out any capacitors, everything live, and then try to put this back. All right, so I did that. Let's see. Still no apparent response. So the remote's still not working. Let me check for codes. Yes, GPS, because he uses this car for two-row, and they unplugged it. So it's possible they actually might have possibly cut or disconnected the actual antenna that's responsible for this, and that's why the buttons aren't working. And that's probably why they actually had that physical key made as well. All right, guys, I went ahead and did a scan. There's only history codes. Nothing really that says anything. As you can see in the smart key, we've got a history code there, but that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that module and do a test. So let's see, smart module, where is it at? There it is, smart key. Yes. We're going to do special functions. Wireless door lock diagnosis mode, okay? All right. We're going to go ahead and select auto, both channels, next. You heard that it beeped. Now, if these remotes work and they're programmed properly, we should get a beep, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit the lock. We got a beep. That's good. Let's try the other key. Beep. I went ahead and added the third key. He wanted to just have another spare key. It's already made. Somebody paid for it. It's registered. So all three keys are being seen properly by the vehicle. Let's go ahead and hit escape now. It exited out. Let's turn the car off. Now let's try and see if these keys work. So let's do a unlock. I hear it responding now. Lock. It is responding. In fact, let me close the door. Unlock. Lock. Let's try the other key. unlock, lock. I have to do it twice for that second door. It works. And let's try the aftermarket key. Unlock, lock. So now he has 3 keys, 1 free key. Everything seems to be working. I don't know what could happen that caused basically using the original keys to kind of like bring down the whole system, and none of these keys could have started the car. But all of that is resolved now, and the vehicle can start like normal. Now we have all buttons functioning. So that's a fix, guys. So if you didn't know that, now you know. And like I always say on this channel, knowing is half the battle, man. Click that thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. All right, guys. So basically, this video touches on a hot topic we got right now in the community on the high-tech auto theft, right? So, and of course, this is like hit really close to home. Like I said, I have no details on how they actually stole the car, but we do know they used that universal X-Source key in the end to make a key or have a key made for the vehicle, and they were just using it, driving around joyriding until they got caught. This reminds me of a client I had one time. I was working on a different problem he had for his truck, but he told me that he had a friend that was a police officer here at HPD and told him that there's been a rash of thefts. And he said they used for the Chevy trucks. And he told me they were running around with like some kind of modified engine computers. And with that, they were starting the trucks. The way he explained it, I don't think it was accurate of really what was happening, but it is definitely possible. You don't need any scanner or any tools at all, really electronic tools to be able to steal these vehicles. All these modern vehicles, all you need is pretty much a key set, pretty much every module that is required in a security system. In fact, if you remember, as I told you guys, I sold a lot of Ford Focus vehicles, and I still got a couple of sets of everything required for the security system. So many times the vehicles would come without keys, or sometimes some customers would come with certain issues, and I'll tell them, don't even worry about it. We always had a couple of key sets for every different type of model. So I would just basically, within 2 minutes, with me and my helper, within 2 minutes, we can start any car. We just connect up really quick because we're so used to where everything is at, bam, and we can start the car. That was a troubleshooting method as well, if we suspected BCM, PCM issues, anything like that. So you really don't need any tools to start a vehicle as far as scanners or anything like that, if you know what you're doing. Yeah, so basically, the guy asked me about possibly doing some kind of a security system on his truck so they wouldn't be able to steal it with any type of PCM or whatever method they were doing. So I told him, definitely. I said, if I actually put my version of a kill switch on your truck, let me tell you something, even the dealer's not going to be able to start it if you forget what I tell you what to do to start their truck. So, I mean, there's different ways to secure your vehicle so something like this cannot happen to you. So I would say if you're worried about any kind of theft or something like this with your vehicle, definitely find a qualified specialist electrical tech in your area, and they should be able to pretty much do some type of a system where no one can start that vehicle but you, if you know what to do. They even had pulled the plates off or something like that. In my video about this topic the last time, I gave some suggestions, and I still think the suggestions I gave are valid to actually help combat or lower the high-tech theft, right? And the approach that's currently trying to be implemented, in my honest opinion, I don't think it's the right way to do it. It's not going to work because, like I said, you got that balloon effect. You're squeezing one side of the balloon and just pushing ear to the other. That's not the right way. It needs to go to a better, pretty much ID service, right? That's the right way, in my opinion, to combat this thing. This whole thing reminds me of back in the early 2000s, late 90s. A lot of people used to use, there's an app, it used to be called Napster program. A lot of people used to use that to download music and stuff like that. I remember I did a job, I had a project I was doing, I believe it was in Las Vegas, and the head, the manager over that branch, I was doing an upgrade to the whole infrastructure and everything. So the servers, routers, everything, and the PCs were also getting upgraded. And the manager, he pulled me to the side when we got, when I had all the servers, everything up. And he's like, hey man, I got a favor to ask you. He said, look, I know the techs, you're going to have them come and, upgrade my PC, but I want to know if you can help me out. I was like, sure, what's up, man? And he said, I got like all my collection of oldies music, all kind of stuff. He had it all downloaded from Napster on his PC. I forgot how many gigs it was at the time, you know. And, you know, I told him, hey, man, you ain't even got nothing to worry about. I got you, man. So I actually took care of his PC myself and did the migration, everything for him, made sure he had all his music and everything. But here's the reason why I bring that up. At the time, the record companies and all of this were trying their best to use all kind of different methods, thinking they can try to stop, you know, people from downloading music on the internet. They didn't want anybody downloading or listening to music on the internet. They wanted you to go buy a CD, a record, or whatever, and listen to like that, so they can keep the same format they had for music at the time, right? And they got to the point where they realized that is not the way. And right now, I cannot remember, to be honest, how many years ago it's been since I've actually downloaded music like to like save some music or anything like that. You know, right here on YouTube, I can listen to anything I want. You know, you just name an artist, whatever, any song, you can put that in and search it and play it instantly, right? So the whole apps or whatever now to download music, I'm pretty sure 90%, if not 99% of the world is not even using anything like that anymore for obvious reasons. So there's different ways to combat problems, right? And I think I gave some very good suggestions, guys. I even have better ideas, man. Definitely, you already know, globalcommerceca.com. That's where we got all the solutions for you at, guys. Hit me up there. Consultation services available as well, man. Hey, man, I got years in technology, right? Okay, I was head network engineer for major Fortune 500 company, man. I got a lot of insight on how things should be done, overhead architecture, all of that kind of stuff, man. Y'all need to hit me up, man. There is a better way. The record companies couldn't stop all the file sharing apps, all of that. They had to find a solution. Trust me, there's a better way, man. Stopping the underground. You cannot stop the demand. You got to find the right solution to get things done, man. That's it. Period, point blank. And we're only about solutions on this channel. Y'all already know, man. Anyway, we got some new tools coming for you guys. Exciting big stuff, man. We got some new partnerships. The channel is growing. globalcommerceca.com is the future of automotive technology. Don't forget it. 2024, 2025 and on, man. The whole landscape is about to change. Stay tuned, guys. At the end of the day, it's only so much I can say the same thing, man. Hey, man, this is life, man. We all just got to figure it out. That's all.